Hello and welcome to Peggy's Plants, coming to you from the Florida Keys. If you're looking for something big and beautiful to add to your plant collection, then I may just have the plant for you. Today we're going to be talking all about the beautiful Philodendron Pastazanum. The Philodendron Pastazanum happens to be one of my favorite plants. For those of you who have been following me for any time, you know that I love an easy to care for, seemingly effortless plant. The Pastazanum definitely falls into that category. For some reason, you just don't hear a lot about it. For those of you who are not very familiar with this plant, here's a closer look. The Philodendron Pastazanum is native to Colombia. This plant is highly sought after for its large quilted looking leaves with the glossy medium green finish. It's not uncommon for the leaves on a Pastazanum to grow as large as 2 feet in diameter as well as in length. And each leaf grows on a single elongated petiole. Unlike many philodendrons, the Pastazanum grows horizontally along the soil rather than climbing up trees. The average height of the Pastazanum is only 3 to 5 feet, but it can spread to about 6 feet in width. This clip is taken from my unboxing video. I purchased this plant 8 months ago from Equigenera US. It was an online purchase. And as you can see, it had 3 big beautiful leaves, and the whole plant was in excellent condition, and I didn't have any problems with dieback or anything. The 3 leaves that came on this plant are still alive today. So that's what it looked like then. And this is what it looks like now after 8 months. I consider this plant to be a pretty fast grower, so I would not hesitate to grow this plant from a cutting or from a small plant. It is a tropical plant, so it requires medium to bright indirect light, and I grow mine near a grow light. And it also prefers temperatures between 60 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 16 to 24 degrees Celsius. If you have pets or small children, keep in mind that this plant is toxic. Like most philodendron, the Pastazanum does best in a well-draining soil mix. You don't want anything that's going to retain too much water because it will cause root rot. I use 60% potting soil, 40% perlite, and I had these orchiata bark chips, so I threw them in there as well just because I had them on hand. Normally though, I just use 60% soil, 40% perlite. If my soil is holding too much water, then I'll up the perlite. If it's not holding enough, I up the soil. When the upper 2 inches of my soil is dry, then I know it's time to water my Pastazanum, although this plant is pretty forgiving. I happen to use my water and I run it through a 0 water filter to get the chemicals out. And I just used the 0 water filter because because I had it on hand and I wasn't using it. So some people like to use distilled water. Tap water actually works fine with the Pastazanum as well. Of course, that would be dependent upon the quality of your water. But I run all of my water for all of my plants through a 0 water filter, and so I don't do anything differently for the Pastazanum. So if you use tap water and it's working for the rest of your plants, it'll probably work here too. As a preventative measure, I use this as a systemic form of pest control with this plant. In fact, I use it with all my plants pretty much. And every couple of months, I'll just sprinkle these granules in here and then water them in. The most common pest you're going to find with your Pastazanum would be mealybugs and spider mites. Of course, there's many other methods of pest control that can be used. However, just given the number of plants that I have, this is what works best for me. As I mentioned earlier, the Pastazanum is a tropical plant, and as such, it does best in a humid environment. However, this plant is very adaptive and will adjust to your environment. However, if you're noticing a lot of crisping on the edges, you might want to give it some humidity. And that's about it for the Philodendron Pastazanum. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Stay well. Take care. Bye-bye.